Welcome to the 5 at 5. Brentford 0, Arsenal 1. Man City knocked out of this competition, which means Arsenal have actually got a chance of winning it. Some tough teams to get past, but let's get into my 5 at 5 from Brentford 0, Arsenal 1. Number 1, Aaron Ramsdale, or should I call him our cup keeper? Who the hell knows anymore? But Aaron Ramsdale yesterday came back into the team after 3 games out, and I thought did really, really well. Now, the one thing I was wondering with all of this Ramsdale Raya talk, it's been covered so extensively in the press. Everyone knows about it. It's quite a high profile change. And, other clubs, they'll go and do something like this and it won't attract as much attention. But this one has somewhat shocked people. And I think because of that, it's become quite high profile with a lot of people asking Mikel Arteta about it and it being reported everywhere. Now, all of that cannot be easy on any of the goalkeepers, but especially on the one that's been taken out of the side, and that is Aaron Ramsdale. Yesterday, I thought he played brilliantly. In the 39th minute, there was one moment where he held on to the ball for a little bit too long and almost got caught in it. And I thought to myself, is that just a sign that all of this stuff going on around him and his position in the team, is it getting to him a little bit? Is he trying too hard to prove himself? Because it must be hard to play your absolutely natural game with all of this going on around you. You probably want to make sure that every single pass is perfect and every single save you can make, you make. And, you must be in your head a little bit. So when he held on to that ball for a little bit too long in the 39th minute and nearly got himself in trouble, I did think to myself, is he overplaying slightly? Is he just reluctant to sort of kick it long when he needs to because he might think, oh, what's the manager going to think of my distribution, etc.? Well, actually, do you know what? Yesterday, his distribution was really good. I was happy with it. He found a lot of passes in the central area of the pitch, hard and low, and didn't make any errors. And on top of that, that save from Wissa was absolutely unbelievable. But then you look at Raya as well, who pulled off a brilliant save in the North London derby. And I look at this and I think to myself, how the hell do you separate these two goalkeepers? How do you decide who's our number one? I don't know. You tell me in the comments below, who would you play as your number one goalkeeper? Do you have a number one? Or do you agree with Mikel Arteta and you vary them game by game? Let me know in the comments below. Number 2, dogged defence. And I did say in my match reaction yesterday that I was over the moon with the defensive performance. I thought it was brilliant. No one took this competition lightly. No one took the time that they had on the pitch for granted. Everyone was working. And maybe part of that is that when they see a really, really good goalkeeper like Aaron Ramsdale being taken out of the team, maybe it does spread to the rest of the squad where they think, do you know what? No one's place is guaranteed. So every minute they're on that pitch playing for that manager, they know they've got to be on their job. And on their job they were yesterday. Look, it wasn't a great performance, don't get me wrong, but defensively, Arsenal really, really stood up strong. And if it was our first choice lineup and we were good going forward, maybe they wouldn't have had as much defending to do. So they were put under some serious pressure and they came through it. Just look at these stats. 11 interceptions, 7 blocks, 29 clearances. You heard that right, 29 clearances. And on top of that, 63% of our tackles won. Now that is a brilliant defensive performance. And in that, one of the key players was Gabriel, who I thought was an absolute beast at the back with 5 recoveries, 2 interceptions, 9 clearances. I mean, he was just absolutely immense. So shout out to Arsenal's defence yesterday, which wasn't our usual defence, obviously with Tomiyasu coming in and Kivior coming in, but Kivior had a sensational block on the line as well. Wasn't sure if it was going in, but hey, he doesn't know that, and he did a brilliant job getting back and blocking that. Overall, the defence was absolutely brilliant, very well. Number 3, the next round, West Ham away, Declan Rice derby. Now, look, West Ham are a decent team, to be fair, so I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to be easy at all, but you never know what lineups each team are going to put out. My suspicion is that Arsenal will probably still rotate, whilst West Ham will fancy their chances of trying to add some silverware and probably go for it a little bit more than us. For me, it will tell you whether we're going to win this game or not based on when that lineup comes out. Is Declan Rice playing in the Declan Rice derby? I would love it. I'll be honest with you. I would relish it if Declan Rice plays in this game. I know that we have to use him carefully because he's such an important player to us, but it will add so much spice to this fixture. And imagine Just imagine Declan Rice scoring the winner to dump them out of the cup at their place. Inject that into my veins. I want to see it. Declan Rice playing in this game. My money's always going to be an Arsenal to go through, but let's see what the lineups are and how seriously Mikel Arteta takes this trophy. Number 4, Kai Havertz. People help me out here. How do you see Kai Havertz? I think it's 8 games now, 6 in the Premier League, 1 in the Champions League, 1 in the EFL trophy. No goals, no assists, and frankly, not a lot of highlights. Let me know what your highlight moment for Kai Havertz is in his Arsenal career so far. There's really not many, but what he did do yesterday, none of the stuff that we kind of hope he'll do going forward, but he was good off the ball. He was good defensively. 5 clearances, 5 recoveries. For an attacking player, that is quite good. And I know I'm clutching at straws here. I know it's not enough, and we need to see so much more from him. But one of the reasons we signed him, and something that he's quite frankly very underrated on, is his off-the-ball abilities, his work rate, his sort of physicality in those defensive actions. So we have to give him time. But yeah, I have to admit, I did think it was a strange signing. I definitely thought it was very overpriced. And so far, I'm not being proved wrong. I really hope I am. But hey, yet another game has gone by for Kai Havertz where he's basically failed to impress. And number 5, I'm going to end it on from one ex-Chelsea player in Kai Havertz to another. And this time, Jorginho. And I want to talk about his response and how much I enjoyed his performance yesterday. And when I looked at the stats afterwards, it really cemented what I saw with my eyes in terms of how well that he played. 90% pass completion, 2 chances created, 107 touches, 10 passes into the final third, 71% of his tackles won, 3 interceptions, 7 recoveries, 89% of ground duels won. It was an all-action display. It was actually even better than I thought. And off the back of what was a horror moment against Tottenham in such a high-profile game that cost us so dearly, with gifting Maddison the ball to go and assist Son for them to get their equaliser, I thought this was a really, really good response in what was not an easy game, not an easy environment. Brentford really went for it in the second half, and the fact that Jorginho played the 90 minutes where he's not been playing a lot, so is he even really match fit? I thought he did really, really well. So credit to him, and also credit to the fans, because not only yesterday in the game were they shouting his name and supporting him, even immediately after his error in the North London derby, the fans started chanting his name and getting behind him. And that is testament to the relationship the club and the fans have at the moment and how we're getting behind our players. And it's because of that, I think, it gives Jorginho the platform and the confidence to have this sort of performance and bounce back in this manner, because he knows we're not going to get on his back if things don't go his way straight away. He knows that the fans are there to support him. Well done, Jorginho. And well done, the Arsenal fans. Thank you for watching the 5 at 5. Up next is Bournemouth in a really important game for Arsenal to get those points on the board in the Premier League and get back on track. Bournemouth haven't won this season in the Premier League. Arsenal haven't lost this season in the Premier League. Bournemouth have conceded 11 goals. Only 3 teams in the league have conceded more than them. It's sort of a fixture that's come at the right time for Arsenal, because after the disappointment of drawing against Tottenham in the Premier League last time out, we need to make sure we go and get a win. Yes, it's away from home, but we keep a lot of clean sheets away from home, and Bournemouth have only scored 5 in the league so far this season, so not exactly very clinical. Fingers crossed we do the business. I'll see you after that game. Take care. Enjoy.